Dear one, right now, somewhere close, someone is holding your name in their heart and they can barely breathe from how much they mean it. You feel it too, don't you? That little flutter in your chest today that you couldn't explain. That's not random. That's your spirit picking up on something before your mind even catches up. Before we go any further, comment the word, "I am ready" below. So I know you're here and this message is landing right where it needs to. Something is stirring. A request is forming in someone's heart, and it has been building for a long time. Too long to hold in anymore. It's quiet right now, but it will not stay quiet. Something is shifting today. A feeling is rising, soft but sure, and it's aimed straight at you. This isn't small. This isn't casual. This is real, and it's been building for a while. This person has been carrying this thought day and night, in quiet moments, in dreams, in the middle of ordinary days. They tried to put it off. They tried to bury it. They tried telling themselves it wasn't the right time. But the fire inside them kept whispering, "Go on. Take the risk. Open your heart to them." And dear one, that them is you. There's something about you, something in your eyes, in your spirit, in the way you love people that has stirred something awake in them. They can't stay quiet about it anymore. They can't act like it doesn't matter, because you matter. You matter more than you know. Something inside them has shifted, and it's rising now. This isn't a small ask. This is the kind of moment that opens a door and changes the whole shape of your story. When it comes, you won't want to say no. Not because you feel pressured, but because deep down your spirit will recognize the truth in it. When the moment comes and they finally speak, your heart will whisper, "I've been waiting for this." They might come to you with tears in their eyes. They might come with trembling hands. They might not be sure how you'll react. But somewhere inside, you'll know this is the start of something good and true. Dear soul, pause for a moment. Welcome to the Angel's Message for You original channel. Please check the channel name carefully. It's Angel's Message for You. This is our only official channel. Beware of copycat and fake channels. Stay connected to the original source to receive authentic angel messages and true blessings. A very special thank you to dear Gail, Such, Sandy and Mary for sowing your seed for Soulmate here through Ko-Fi link. Super thanks. May this seed return to you multiplied with soulmate blessings, divine protection, love, well-being, and abundance. May the angels guide and watch over you always. Thank you for your beautiful support. Blessings always. Let's know what angels want us to know. There's an old saying that everything has its own perfect timing, a season for every beautiful thing. This is that season. A season for honesty, for gentle courage, for requests that carry real weight behind them. They want to ask you something bold, something serious, something that comes straight from the heart. And when it happens, you'll feel the truth of it in your bones. Take a slow breath with me. This person has practiced these words 100 times in their head, in quiet moments when your face crossed their mind. What if you say yes? What if your eyes light up? What if you end up crying because somewhere inside you already knew? They've imagined every version of this moment, but nothing compares to what's actually coming. They can't run from this feeling anymore. The more they tried to outrun it, the louder it got. They're not asking for a little of your time or a casual friendship. They're asking for something deeper, the kind of bond that settles a restless soul. Somewhere quiet inside you, you already feel it too. You've noticed the shift. You've sensed something getting closer. Maybe you've even heard little whispers of it in your sleep. They've been trying to find the right words, trying to make them perfect. But here's the truth, even if they stumble, even if their voice shakes, even if they can't quite finish the sentence, you'll understand anyway. Because your spirit is already tuned in to what theirs is trying to say. This kind of communication goes beyond words. It's spirit speaking to spirit, a longing too deep to fully put into language. That's what this is. A quiet ache turning into a brave request, one that carries something timeless in it. They don't want to lose this connection. They don't want to keep waiting. They know there's no such thing as a perfect moment, only the moment where someone finally decides to risk it all. That moment is close now. You might feel unprepared. You might feel unsure. You might feel like you've waited far too long already. But something good is moving here, and when it arrives, you won't fight it. Not out of pressure, but because it will simply feel right, like everything finally lining up. Your yes will feel peaceful. Your response will feel meaningful, and something in you will quietly celebrate when it happens. They aren't asking for a piece of you. They aren't asking casually. They're asking for all of you because they're finally ready to give all of themselves too. They can't hold it in much longer. They've waited long enough. Their heart is tired of pretending this feeling isn't real, tired of putting it off. They're about to speak, and when they do, it won't be ordinary. It will be honest. It will be brave. It will be real, because what they're carrying isn't just romantic, it goes deeper than that. It feels spiritual, almost like it was meant to happen. They've had dreams with your name in them. They've had quiet moments of clarity that they didn't understand until your face came to mind again. It was you. It's always been you. They tried to talk themselves out of it, but the feeling wouldn't change. You were placed in their life for a reason. You are not some accident, you are something meaningful. And now their steps are lining up. Their words are forming. Their heart beats a little faster every time your name comes up. They're about to ask you something that could change everything. Not just plans for a date. Not just a simple phone call. Something bigger. Something like, will you walk into the future with me? Not out of desperation, but because they finally feel ready. You've been the calm in their storm. The peace they didn't fully understand until they felt it. You carried light, comfort, and hope, and they noticed. There's an old line of wisdom that says finding a good partner is like finding a kind of favor. That's how they feel, like life gave them you. They're not just nervous, they feel a quiet reverence, because they know they're stepping into something meaningful. You are someone dear, someone worth honoring. They're figuring out how to approach this moment, but the season has already been set, and dear one, you're in it right now. You may think this is still far off, but it's closer than you think. So close it might catch your breath. You've asked for clarity. You've asked for a sign. You've hoped for some kind of confirmation. This might be it. This message is here to tell you the request is on its way, and your soul will know exactly how to answer, because this isn't just about feelings. It's about timing lining up in a way that feels bigger than coincidence. They rehearse this quietly, trying to find the right way, the right moment, the right tone. But what they're about to say comes straight from somewhere deep, so no amount of practice can fully hold it. They're not looking for your attention anymore. They're looking for your agreement. This feels more like an invitation to build something lasting together. Life has been quietly preparing both of you. Now that waiting is ending. Here's the heart of it. Let's build the life I've been imagining, together, with you. You may have thought they pulled away, but really, they were growing, working through fears you never saw, quietly becoming ready. They stayed quiet not because they didn't care, but because they wanted to be someone worthy of you. There's a season for everything, and this is that season. This is that beauty. This is the kind of moment you almost stopped hoping for. And now that it's here, you'll feel it in your spirit. You'll know it in your bones. You'll hear it in their voice. They won't come to you carelessly. They won't come with games. They'll come with trembling hands, with honor, with love, carrying something that feels bigger than the both of you. Their words might shake, but their spirit will be steady, because once you find real clarity, you stop putting off what matters. They're about to ask, will you let me love you completely? Not the version I had to be for other people, but my whole, healed, honest self. What they see in you is rare and real. This request isn't coming from fear. It's coming from a steady kind of fire. Their feelings have matured. Their heart has settled. And now they're ready to ask for a place beside you. Not just in romance, but in life itself. With you, they see purpose. They see forever. When the time is right, things have a way of falling into place on their own. That time feels close now. That request feels ready. That release feels near. And when it comes, you won't resist it because your soul will recognize it instantly. Your heart will soften for it. Your spirit will rise to meet it. This is your confirmation. The question is coming. The moment is forming, and your answer is going to shift something important. They're preparing for your response, not just the word itself, but the shift it brings. This yes is not ordinary. Carries weight. It opens doors. This request from someone who feels like your other half isn't about fun and games. It's about real fulfillment. They're here to protect your heart, to nurture it, to walk beside it all the way home. They want to build with you, heal with you, rest beside you. They've imagined life without you, and they don't want that version anymore. They want mornings that start with you nearby, quiet gratitude, inside jokes no one else understands. They want you, the whole you, not the polished version, but the real you, the one still growing, still learning how to receive love without flinching. This moment, when it comes, will carry tears, quiet respect, and a kind of knowing that's hard to explain. You might feel nervous, but you'll also feel calm, because peace has a way of wrapping itself around moments like this. You didn't wait for nothing. There's an old line that says those who wait patiently are never left ashamed. And that's true here too. You won't second-guess your yes because this request was born out of quiet reflection, not pressure. Your person has felt something sacred stirring, a gentle nudge that kept pointing back to you. They sensed they'd recognize the right person by the peace that surrounded them, and when they thought of you, that peace showed up. That's when they knew. Now they're stepping forward with courage and a gentle kind of urgency. And when you see them next, there will be a quiet stillness. And then the question, the one you've secretly hoped to hear, the one that carries you into your next chapter. Will you walk this life with me as my partner, my person, my answered hope? And dear one, you'll smile. You'll cry a little. You'll say yes because it will feel like coming home, because somehow everything about it will feel like it was always meant to happen this way. After your yes, things tend to move quickly. There's no more waiting around because your agreement carries real power. It shifts timelines. It opens new paths. Your yes will feel like it sets things into motion that have been waiting a long time. This isn't a small decision. It's a quiet echo of something that's been building inside you for a while. A confirmation of what you've already sensed. You were meant for this not just because someone chose you, but because it was always meant to unfold this way. That's why this request carries weight. It isn't casual. It's a commitment. The person who's coming to ask you, they've pushed through fear. They've wrestled with doubt. They've struggled with timing. But now they've settled into purpose. They've aligned with what feels right. And they know, without a doubt, that you're the one they want beside them. This won't come through a crowd or a scene. It will come through quiet clarity, not performance, but presence. They don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be present, healed, whole, and honest. Your yes will bring healing for them, for you, and for every old wound that ever made you doubt real love. You'll feel it when they speak. You'll feel the air shift around you. Something in that moment will feel bigger than words, almost like the universe itself is confirming something long promised. Dear soul, before we continue, I want you to take a beautiful moment for your soulmate journey. Sometimes a deep connection between two souls carries silent emotions, unspoken prayers, and heartfelt needs that only love can understand. If your heart feels called to send extra love, healing, and divine protection toward your soulmate, you can sow your seed for your soulmate through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and the pinned comment. The Bible reminds us in 2 Corinthians 9 verse 7 that God loves a cheerful giver. Every act of kindness that comes from a loving heart is meaningful in His eyes. And Galatians 6 verse 9 reminds us that we should not grow weary in doing good, for in the right time we will see the blessings of our faithfulness. This simple act can become a heartfelt expression of your intention, inviting the angels to surround your soulmate with peace, healing energy, and divine guidance as both hearts move closer in the right time and in the right way. If you feel led to do so, thank you from the deepest place of my heart. May your kindness return to you multiplied, and may your soulmate journey be filled with love, hope, healing, and beautiful divine blessings. Let's continue with divine message. You won't have to force any of it. You won't have to be afraid of it. You'll simply have to receive it, because when this person finally asks, they're not just asking for your hand. They're asking for your heart, your trust, your future. They're asking you to help write the next chapter together, with love as the foundation and truth as the thread holding it all together. And it will be beautiful because it will be built with care. They've hoped for this moment for a long time and asked for the timing to line up, and somehow it has. That's why this message found you. That's why you might feel tears rising for no clear reason. Why your heart feels like it's beating a little faster. Deep down, your spirit already knows. It's close. It's almost time. You're not imagining this, you're sensing it, and your yes will change things. They almost said it before more than once, but they held back. They didn't want to rush what was forming gently between you, so they smiled through the quiet. They admired from a little distance. They hoped instead of pushing, but deep down they were already sure. They were already getting their heart ready for the moment they'd finally ask. What took them so long? It wasn't hesitation, it was quiet preparation. They were making sure it was something real and lasting, not just a passing feeling. They kept asking themselves, is this the right person? Am I ready to carry something this meaningful? And in the quiet, an answer kept coming back, yes. There's a saying that no matter which way you turn, a quiet voice will guide you, saying, this is the way, walk in it. They heard that voice, but wanted to be sure you heard something similar too. They noticed how you carried yourself, how you handled hard days with grace, the quiet strength behind your gentle words, and it made them pause, not because they didn't want you, but because they didn't want to rush something so meaningful. You weren't just someone they liked, you were someone they respected deeply, and that made them careful. So they waited. They let go of their own timeline and trusted the process. And now they're finally finding peace, finding courage, and soon they're coming forward. This isn't fantasy. This is real, steady, spirit-led readiness. And they're about to say something you might not expect. It won't be dramatic. It will feel quieter than that, and honest. They might say, I don't want to keep guessing or wondering. I've thought about this for a long time, and every answer keeps leading me back to you. It will sound calm. It will feel peaceful. And your response won't need to be forced, because your spirit will already know what to say. You've been healing too, even when you didn't fully realize it. Something has been softening your heart, quietly clearing away old fear, gently making room for this. You thought you were only healing, but you were also being prepared. You thought you were only waiting, but you were also becoming ready. Everything, even the waiting, even the quiet stretches, even the longing, has been leading here. This isn't only about connection. It's about something bigger unfolding in your life. They're coming with something real, something they've thought hard about. And when they finally ask, saying no won't even feel like an option, because it will feel like coming home. Get ready, dear one. They couldn't rest until something inside them settled. No matter how much they tried to distract themselves, you kept showing up in quiet thoughts, in small memories that stay with you. Your presence, your voice, none of it faded. Now they're done running from it. They're done pretending it isn't serious. They're done shrinking something that keeps growing anyway. They are coming forward, not confused, not uncertain, but clear. They won't approach you with shallow words. They'll come with real intention. They've wrestled with this. They've asked for guidance. They've talked it over with people they trust. And somewhere quiet, an answer settled in. Now is the time. There's a season for everything, a time for every purpose. And this is that time. Not a time for games or delay, but a time for honest courage. Your person is about to step forward, and you'll feel something shift. They've held their feelings close out of respect, but now that quiet holding is turning into open honesty. They didn't fall for a surface version of you. They fell for your strength, your spirit, the way you treat people, the way you keep showing up even when things are hard, the way you carry pain with grace. They've met plenty of people before, but never felt this kind of pull, the kind that comes from something deeper, something healing. Now they want to build alongside it, protect it, love you fully, because they're not only thinking about right now, they're thinking about the years ahead. And they've already made up their mind. If it feels right, they won't hold back. They'll ask. They'll step forward. And when they do, it won't feel like pressure. It will feel like peace. Real peace has a certain quality to it, steady and unshaken. That's how you'll know. Not by big gestures, not by clever words, but by the calm that surrounds what they say. It will settle your doubts. It will steady your heart. It will heal the part of you that wondered if you'd ever be fully chosen. Dear one, they're choosing you because something bigger already pointed them your way. Your presence has stayed on their mind, and no matter how many times they tried to move on, they kept coming back to you. Every time they asked themselves again, the answer stayed the same. You are the answer they were hoping for. You are the safe place their heart has been looking for. You are the person they've quietly hoped for. And now they're preparing their most meaningful request yet. It's coming soon, not to impress you, not to test you, but to invite you into something lasting, something purposeful, something that feels like forever. This isn't for everyone, but if it's for you, your spirit already senses it. Your heart is already stirring. Maybe your eyes are even a little misty right now because somewhere deep down you've felt this coming. You've sensed the shift. You've hoped the timing would finally arrive. And now it has. So take a breath. Let this settle. Let it confirm what you already feel. This is the moment they were meant to step into. This is the moment your heart has quietly been waiting for. And it's going to happen soon. The moment will come, and you'll say yes, not out of desperation, but because you're ready, because you've waited, because you've grown, because you've trusted the process even through the quiet stretches. They've been holding it in, all the words, all the feelings, all the quiet hopes whispered in private moments. They've been holding it so long it's starting to feel heavy, but they can't hold it much longer. Not after everything that's confirmed this feeling. not after the dreams, not after the small signs, not after noticing your name keep coming up in unexpected places. They tried to distract themselves. They tried focusing on work. They tried leaning into logic instead of feeling. But something kept pulling them back to you, back to the hope, back to the place their heart found rest. They're not asking for something casual. They're not here to play games. This request coming your way is soaked in real feeling, in respect, in a kind of love that's hard to fake. This isn't flattery. This is genuine pursuit. They know who you are. They know what you carry. They know it won't always be easy, and still they want to carry it with you. They want to be there through the hard seasons. They want to build something meaningful together. They want to support your peace when things get heavy. They want to remind you of your worth when the world makes you feel like too much. This kind of request is rare and meaningful. This isn't just, will you be with me? This is, will you build a life with me? And they're a little nervous because once they ask, things change. No turning back, no half measures, no empty promises. This is real commitment, and their whole heart is present in it. Let love be honest, without pretending, holding on to what's good and true. Their feeling isn't rehearsed. It's real. And it's about to come through in a way that reaches something deep in you, because they've seen enough to know that you're not ordinary. You're not replaceable. You're not a backup plan. You're the one they've been hoping for. And when something meaningful is meant to happen, nothing can stop it. This is why you felt resistance along the way. This is why the delays felt hard. This is why distractions showed up dressed as something else. But nothing could cancel what was always meant to be. Not your past, not their mistakes, not the time it took to arrive here. Because when good things return to you, they return in full. There's an old promise about restoring years that felt lost. And dear one, those years are being restored. Through this bond, through this honest, trembling request, they're going to ask you to walk with them, not just through the easy parts, but through every high and low, every challenge, every quiet win. And it will humble you, because for once you won't have to beg for clarity. You won't have to guess how they feel. You won't have to chase, because they're the one reaching for you. With a steady heart, clear eyes, and a calm, sure voice. They've thought about this moment quietly. They've imagined your smile. They've practiced the words in their mind. And something inside them feels settled, because this connection was written long before either of you fully understood it. You were meant to find each other before either of you knew what that meant. Before old wounds ever touched your heart. Before heartbreak tried to harden you. This bond was already forming quietly in the background. And now it's finally coming into the light. You'll feel it in your chest before you hear it in their voice. You'll feel it in your tears before they even speak. Because when it comes, this request is going to melt away fear. It's going to quiet the storm. It's going to gently open the door you closed to protect yourself. And you'll know. You'll simply know, because the calm will feel stronger than the fear. The love will feel stronger than the doubt. And the timing will feel like it's finally, truly here. The next part will show you what they'll say and how their words will match everything you've hoped for quietly. They're going to speak in a way that doesn't just reach your ears, it will reach your soul. It will touch the part of you that almost gave up hoping. It will awaken the younger version of you, the one who still believed love could feel safe, the one who still believed someone would choose your heart over your image. This isn't a surface-level connection, it's a deep kind of recognition. This is, I see everything about you and I still choose you. This is, something told me you were the one. They're not coming to flatter you. They're coming to build something real, with patience, steady support, and calm. There's an old promise about peaceful homes and quiet rest. And that's exactly what this request carries. Not chaos, but peace. When they sit across from you, their voice won't shake. Their eyes will meet yours steadily, and they'll say something like this: "I hoped for clarity, and it kept leading me back to your face. I tried to move on, but my thoughts kept returning to you. I know now, I'm sure now, and I'm here because I can't put off what's stirring inside me any longer." You'll feel the weight of it, because it will feel like something deeper is confirming everything you've quietly sensed all along. You'll remember the dreams, the late nights, the songs that felt like they spoke straight to you, the quiet knowing that never fully left. In that moment, you won't need to force a response, because your spirit will respond before your words do. You'll breathe, your heart will soften, and something inside will whisper, "This is the one." This is what the delay was quietly protecting. This is what your tears were watering all along. Now the harvest is here, not only of connection, but of purpose. This request will feel like an invitation to grow, to build, to create something meaningful together. They're not just asking for your heart, they're asking to share in your future, because this kind of love can't be faked. You'll know it because it won't demand, it will honor. It won't rush, it will respect. It won't flatter, it will protect. Real love is patient. Real love is kind. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always keeps going. They're not coming with wounded pride. They're coming with restored love. And this request will feel like renewal, like purpose, like real partnership. So get your heart ready, because this moment is coming soon. They're stepping out of fear and into courage, out of silence and into honest words. And you'll feel the shift, your spirit breathing easier, because what's coming isn't ordinary. This is a heart finally being fulfilled. They are clearing away the noise, every quiet doubt, every old story that tried to twist how you see yourself. This request isn't born from loneliness. It's born from realization. They didn't wake up one day and decide to care about you. They realized they never really stopped. It was always you. And now, every bit of confusion, every old tie that clouded their view, every fear that made them feel unworthy is being cleared away. They won't come to you out of fear. They'll come with peace, with purpose, and with honesty. There's an old saying that goodness prepares the way ahead, and that's what's happening now. So when they come, there won't be doubt, confusion, or second guessing. You won't need to ask yourself if this is real, because your heart will already feel ready. The moment they arrive, your spirit will recognize it. Their words will carry a kind of weight that effort alone can't create. Their eyes will carry a steadiness that fear can't fake. Their presence will carry a grace that time hasn't worn down. Dear soul, before we continue with today's angel message, I'd like to invite you into a small but meaningful act of faith for your soulmate journey. Love is one of heaven's greatest gifts, yet every precious connection can face moments of uncertainty, fear, or unseen negativity. If your heart feels led to place your soulmate connection into God's loving hands, you can sow your seed through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and the pinned comment. As you give, let your seed become a heartfelt intention of hope, inviting the angels to surround you and your soulmate with divine protection, healing, wisdom, and perfect timing. May your connection continue to grow under God's guidance, strengthened by love, peace, and His everlasting light. The Bible reminds us that every act of generous giving is an expression of faith. Proverbs 11 verse 25 says, "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." And Acts 20 verse 35 reminds us, It is more blessed to give than to receive. When we give with a joyful heart, we honor God and place our trust in His perfect plan. If you feel called to sow this seed today, thank you from the bottom of my heart. May God bless your generosity, strengthen your soulmate bond, and fill your life with love, favor, and heavenly peace. Now, let's continue with today's angel message. They've changed, and you have too. That's why this moment feels different. Not just romantic, not just emotional, but meaningful in a deeper way. Because both of you had to go through your own quiet struggles. Both of you had to learn patience. Both of you had to grow, heal, and take time away from the spotlight. And now there's no more hiding. They're stepping out of the shadows, out of confusion, out of doubt. They're stepping into honesty. And the first words they say will carry real weight. Words like, I was scared, but I kept hoping. I kept trying to move on. But life kept pointing me back to you. I noticed your worth a little late, but I'm here now, ready to show up for it. And when they say it, you won't hear manipulation. You'll hear growth. You'll hear maturity. You'll hear something honest. Because this isn't about ego. This isn't about saving face. This is about real connection. And it's time. There's an old promise about restoring years that felt lost. And this moment is part of that restoring, not only of time, but of trust, of hope, of purpose. They're not just hoping for your yes. They're hoping for your partnership. They're hoping to support you, to protect you, to walk beside you. This isn't a halfway offer. This is a full, steady commitment, and it comes wrapped in real courage. Don't turn away from the kind of love you once hoped for. Don't let old pain color a new beginning. This is different, and it feels like the right time. When the moment comes, you'll feel a quiet nudge, a gentle shift in the air, and your heart will whisper, it's safe now. Because good things don't tease, they follow through. Good things don't lie, they reveal themselves clearly. And good things don't delay out of cruelty. They wait until the moment feels truly ready. And now that wait is ending. Something meaningful is rising. And the request is close. Get ready. They are choosing their words carefully. They are making real plans. They are practicing what they want to say. They are being intentional, thoughtful, and sure, even while nervous, because love without follow-through means very little. And now they're choosing to act on what they've quietly known about you. There's more, because what happens after your yes is even more meaningful, and it helps to be ready for that shift. They've pictured this moment countless ways. What they'll wear, where you'll be, how they'll start without their voice shaking. But no matter how much they rehearse, their heart will speak before their mouth does. The warmth in their eyes will give it away before the first word leaves their lips. You'll feel it, the sincerity, the depth, the quiet certainty of someone who finally knows exactly what they want. And what they want is you. They want to honor you. They want to protect you. They want to grow alongside you. They want to be part of the answer to something you've hoped for, because in their own private moments of reflection, they asked to become someone ready for you. This wasn't random. This wasn't only emotional. This was quiet, intentional preparation. They didn't ask for a flawless love story. They asked for a real one, a meaningful one, the kind of love that feels supported by something bigger than just two people. They may not have understood it fully back then, but now it's clear. You are the one who makes their heart feel settled, like home. The one they can stop pretending around. The one they feel safe enough to be vulnerable with. They're not afraid of being soft or unsure with you anymore, because they know you won't mock that. You meet it with love. You hold space with grace. You carry a kind of peace that feels steady, like something you can lean on. You see, dear one, this love won't be loud or flashy. It will be quiet and steady, secure, grounded, safe. And that's exactly why their request will surprise you, because it won't be small. It won't be passive. It will be clear and brave. They'll say it plainly, I care about you. I've cared about you longer than I knew how to admit. I want to build something lasting, not confusion, not games, not back and forth, but real commitment, real partnership, a real future. They're ready to step into what feels meant for both of your lives. And this connection will shift things. It will break old patterns. It will quiet old doubts. It will open new doors. Because when you align with what's truly meant for you, good things tend to follow. When the timing feels right, things have a way of happening naturally. And this feels like that time. Your yes to good timing will unlock healing, restoration, and a kind of joy you almost forgot was possible. This request isn't only for your hand. It's for your heart, your trust, your future. They're not here for a passing moment. They're here for the long run. And when they open up to you, whether through words or through action, it will feel like something bigger is standing beside them too. Because this isn't only about a proposal. This is about purpose. You're not simply stepping into a relationship. You're stepping into a shared path, a real partnership, a meaningful connection. Two people, one steady flame, and this time it won't fade, because it's protected, because it's intentional, because it's meant, because it's now. So lift your eyes, steady your heart, get your spirit ready, because what's coming carries real depth. And you won't be confused. You won't be misled. You won't be tricked. You'll know this is good, and you'll know it's real. The meaningful request is coming, but what happens after is even more special, because it's about everything good that follows. They've reflected deeply, worked through the fear of rejection, stared at the ceiling late at night, wondering, will they say yes? Do they feel this the way I do? And somewhere quiet, they found peace. Not all the answers, but peace. And that peace became the push that moved them closer to you. Because they can't keep this in any longer. They can't treat you like someone just passing through. You've left a mark on them. Your presence softened something in them. You didn't try to prove anything, you simply were yourself, and somehow that was more than enough. They watched how you handled pressure with grace, how your light stayed steady even when you felt overlooked. They realized you were meant for something meaningful, and that meaning included them. Now they're about to do something brave. They're about to ask for something lasting, not someday, but soon. You might feel like you're still waiting, but the door is about to open, and standing there will be someone who finally sees you clearly. They won't just share their feelings. They'll confirm everything you've quietly sensed and hoped for. This is meaningful timing. The steps of someone truly good tend to be guided carefully, and theirs are being guided toward you. This request won't only feel romantic, it will feel meaningful, showing how good things don't get forgotten, how hope has a way of returning, how what felt like silence was actually quiet preparation. They're not coming to you as a partial version of themselves. They're coming whole, healed, and genuinely ready to love you well. They want to build with you, grow with you, celebrate small wins, and get through hard seasons together. You were always the one, even when they wandered for a while, even when they couldn't quite name what they felt. Life was still quietly writing your story. Now you're about to turn the page. So when they come to you, don't let fear interrupt the moment. Don't let the past whisper doubts into something new. Don't let old wounds twist what's true, because love is about to speak clearly, honestly, and with real courage, and the voice will feel familiar. It will sound like peace. It will sound like home. Dear one, the one who's been quiet is about to ask a question you were meant to say yes to. Trust the quiet stirring in your heart. Trust the timing even when it feels slow. What's meant for you will find its way to you in its own perfect season, wrapped in honesty, patience, and real care. Hold on to hope. Stay open. Something good is closer than you think, and your heart already knows it's on its way. Dear beautiful soul, this angel's message for you channel is a sacred spiritual home, created for faith, healing, and divine guidance. A place where hearts awaken and lives are gently transformed through divine messages. We warmly invite you to subscribe and stay connected, because the divine is always preparing something greater for your journey, something you are meant to receive in divine timing. If you feel moved to support this mission, you can sow your seed here for your soulmate blessings and divine love fulfillment. Your contribution is not just support. It is an energetic agreement with love, healing, and divine alignment in your own life. When you give with intention, it opens doors. Love flows more freely, happiness expands, and abundance multiplies in unexpected ways. Many believe that giving in faith activates a return of peace, joy, and emotional fulfillment in relationships and life. Whether it is $11, $22, $33, or $55, your generosity helps us continue spreading these divine messages of hope, healing, and soulmate guidance across the world. Every seed sown into this mission helps hearts heal, faith return, and souls reconnect with love. This is more than a channel. It is a movement of light, unity, and divine timing. Your support allows this sacred work to grow, touching lives that are searching for answers, comfort, and spiritual direction. We are all connected in this journey, and together we rise as one community under divine love. Let us open our hearts to the abundance that is already on its way. Amen.